Okay, hello to everyone that is watching this interview. You are with Noor here. I handle the operations side of EasyGrow, and welcome back to another client interview. Today, I am joined by one of our amazing clients called Jake, who's here today to share his story. And Jake's story, just like many of our other clients, is an amazing one purely because of, where he actually started from and the particular niche he's in now. It just goes hand in hand. So, Jake, appreciate you coming on, man. Obviously, we just had a conversation before we started recording. And for the people watching, if you can let them know who you are, who you serve, and what transformation you deliver, that'd be great.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Jake, as you've already introduced me, but yeah, so I manage advertising for Amazon sellers. So I started off by doing more of a done for you service where I would manage all of their PPC for them. So that's their pay-per-click advertising um, for a retainer. Slowly transitioned or transitioning into a sort of hybrid slash info product model. So it's been a challenge the last few months. Well, to be honest, the whole journey has, but it's been fun as well. So, and definitely been made a lot easier being part of EasyGrow. So we mainly service US based clients doing roughly mid 6 to 7 figures. We have some slightly larger clients, although I am currently in the process of reducing the number of clients that I manage because I effectively manage everything myself now. So yeah, I'm basically a glorified freelancer at this point.
Yeah, trust me. Loads of people have been at that stage. Time to graduate, which is going to come. So to paint a picture in the people's head, Jake, where were you before you joined EasyGrow? Because that would be, really good for them to know. Because I'm
Yeah.
fully aware, and it's quite inspirational, to be honest.
Yeah. Rock bottom. No, no. So before joining EasyGrow, I had no idea what I wanted to do, and I was a delivery driver, ironically working for Amazon. So yeah, it's pretty long hours doing the deliveries, so I'd be working till like 9 o'clock on the night, and then after that, I would just be going through the program, and then just trying to apply little bits and bobs here and there, and then eventually I was able to get my first client on a free trial. Fast forward a few months from there, I'd say I got my first free client in January of 2023. And then by June or July, I think I'll say July, I hit my first 10K month. So yeah, that's pretty much the journey from the start with EasyGrow.
There we go. And fast forward to today, where's the rev at right now for people to know?
It's around 20K MRR USD.
Perfect. Smashed it, man. Yeah, like I said, it's funny where you're doing Amazon delivery driving and you're like, I don't know where to go. And next thing you know, Amazon agency, let's do that. So talk to me about that. What sort of made you pivot into, you know, um, running an agency specifically for Amazon sellers? Have you dabbled in this sector before, Jake, or was this completely new to you?
Yeah. So I've been involved in e-commerce for quite a few years. I first started off selling things on eBay, so just like tracksuits and whatnot, just whatever I could get my hands on, to be honest. And then I spotted there was an opportunity in Amazon, so I started selling on Amazon. This was a couple of years back, I would say. I was selling like artificial pampas grass. Um, and it was going well. I think I was doing around 10, 15K a month, but obviously the margins aren't as good in e-commerce they are service. So we hit a point where it wasn't scaling as fast as I wanted it to. So I sort of took a step back and I thought, well, there's two ways that I can go really, and it's taking a loan out or something like that, so capital and scaling it into the US, or I make a pivot into something else. And it just made sense doing something service based because it's a much lower capital expense business model. I'd already learned a lot of the skills down the line, such as like advertising, paid advertising, on the Amazon platform. So it just made sense at that point. So I sort of at this point I already had the skill set. I just didn't have a way of acquiring clients, and that's pretty much where I came across Charlie and EasyGrow. So
Perfect, man. And talk to me about, how you found the program, Jake. So like from day one, How did you approach it, in terms of setting things up? What really stuck out to you in order to, get the success you've had now?
Yeah. So I think when I came into the program, the first thing that I wanted to do was crack cold email. So rather than just going through the whole program in a linear fashion, I decided to just focus on one thing and just really try and work on that until I'd nailed that. And to be honest with you, it was really the only thing that I focused on probably for the first 12 months, was just cold email. So yeah, I just came to the program, went through everything, went through some of the Q&As, and just tried to really get to understand how cold email works and how I can craft my scripts to get a response basically from the market. So
Sweet. And then when you first got started, I think you mentioned, we spoke about you taking free trials. What was that like when you were bringing them in, getting hands-on sort of results with them? How was that like? And then how did you transition into, getting more paid deals?
yeah, so with the free trial, it was just like, please give me a chance.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing, just give me a chance. So it worked pretty well to get people on calls and to convert, of course. And it also worked really well in terms of like getting case studies, because well, we spoke about this at the mastermind, but I think once you've built a few case studies, it definitely makes it a lot easier to get people on calls and to convert them as well. And lead nurturing and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was just really about building a few case studies and just knowing that if I can get them, if I can sign them as a client, even if it's for free, I'm confident in my skill set, and I'll know that it will lead to further retention and payment down the line. So yeah, I would say that I probably didn't transition out of that until really 5 or 6, maybe 7 months ago. So it was after the mastermind. So I was still doing free trials up to then just because it worked so well.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and I think I actually hit 20K revenue with just the agency alone. However, I'm starting to downscale now and transition into the info. So it has gone down slightly, but yeah, I think the majority of my journey has just been offering free trials, knowing that once I've got the free trial, once I've got them on the free trial, I'm probably going to convert them into a paying customer. Because just for a little bit of more context, before I actually sign them as a free trial client, I'll do an audit of the account, so I make sure that I know I can actually add value. So if I don't think I can add value, I just wouldn't sign them.
Yeah, that's killer, man. And I always preach that, typically with like clients where they have zero experience whatsoever. And I'm sure you've seen that in the group where if they outright say, "Oh, I don't have experience in ads or whatever," I just tell them straight up, "Hey, look, just offer to work for free or on a pay and results basis,
Yeah,
no like retainer or whatever. Main priority is just getting case studies, testimonials, and
yeah,
experience so you can leverage it later down the line." In your sort of experience, Jake, because you already had dabbled in Amazon and whatnot, I wouldn't even have told you to go for free trials because you already had some experience in it.
yeah,
You still done it, and look, it's been massively beneficial, right? Just picking up those, I guess, wins, confidence, and those
yeah,
testimonials to leverage now.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, fantastic, man. And with the current sort of client roster you have right now, how many clients do you currently service?
So at the moment, it's 6 clients. So six
Nice.
clients, and in revenue managed, it's around 40 million in annual revenue. So
Wow. Yeah, heavy portfolio for one man machine to run. And on that note, I know you said, right now it's just you managing things in the business, and you're pretty much like you're transitioning from that glorified freelancer stage, right? And starting to systemize things. What do the general operations look like? Do you have like a team for acquisition, or are you still handling everything?
yeah, so yeah, on the front end with the acquisition side of things, a lot of it's now automated, and the parts
Nice.
that I can't automate, I have a team like outsourced that deal with that. So um it's really just cleaning the data. It's a lot of it's like leads, making sure the leads are good, and then just organizing the CRM and that type of thing. But to be honest with you, a lot of the actual delivery of the service doesn't take me that long. So I'm able
Nice.
to do pretty much all of that myself. Reporting, and just like data aggregation, that's handled as well. I just outsource that. But yeah, to be honest, a lot of the work in terms of acquiring clients or lead gen, I've tried to automate as much as possible.
Yeah, nice, man. And obviously with the program, like you mentioned, your main sort of the main thing you wanted to learn was cold email and an acquisition system. I know you've got that right.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's loads of things in the program, like as you're fully aware, there's coaching calls, lots of different modules, the coaching calls on different topics, not just one a week, but a mindset call, sales call, all that stuff, as well as group support. From your sort of experience with us, Jay, because you've been here for more than a year now, coming to like maybe 2 years in a couple of months' time. But what specifically did you really love about the program outside of everything else? Was there any part that stood out the most for you?
You probably get this a lot, but the self-transcendence and
Yeah,
acquisition genesis modules,
yeah,
I thought they were really good. Yeah, I think just breaking those beliefs of not being the person that is capable of achieving something, and you have to sort of evolve into that person. That was like a big shift for me. And then just understanding how systems work and testing things and all that kind of stuff, that I found that really interesting and insightful. Yeah, and another thing as well, which is I'm not sure if this is spoken of as much, but just having the community there. And for example, if there's a specific problem that I need solved, there's usually already an answer for that in the community. So that was really useful as well.
yeah. Love it, man. And you know, touched on those three things. First of which is acquisition genesis, where that module just teaches you how to think, basically.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
what we found, like with a lot of agency programs, even our first version of the program, like this was before you joined EasyGrow, Jake. There was an older version of it. The systems and strategies are all there, but like it's it can only take you so far if, for example, if you don't know how to think for yourself.
yeah,
Because if you're able to think for yourself and you understand why the copy needs to be this way, why the offer needs to be this way, how an overall system needs to be, structured, and you can start to create systems for yourself. And I'm sure you've done this without even realizing, because your niche
yeah,
is unique, like Amazon sellers.
yeah,
You've probably seen some stuff in the program where it may not be in line with your niche, so you've had to tweak it slightly. And
yeah,
that's perfect, because that's essentially what Acquisition Genesis teaches. So it just teaches you how to think, which is great. And the second part, self-transcendence. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. Like every client interview I do, well,
yeah.
I've
It's a
personally
banger,
done
that
so far.
is.
Yeah, literally, they come on. It's like, yeah, no, self-transcendence. I love it. Like, honestly, that's been a big game
Yeah,
changer. And again, I always say this, and I begin to sound like a broken record, but specifically like the younger generation that are just getting into the whole like SMA space, they're seeing
yeah,
the lifestyle, the cars, the money, all that jazz, you naturally see on social media. They typically fall into the trap of thinking that, okay, we'll get into a business model, whether it's ours, drop shipping, whatever,
yeah,
right? And they'll assume it's always just strategy and
yeah.
that's it. When actually it's like they need a whole sort of mindset shift,
Yeah.
an identity shift to see the success. So
So,
yeah, it's amazing to hear that's been a pivotal game changer for you, Jake. And I actually wanted to dig into that a bit more deeper. So talk to me about how like the Jake that joined the program, let's call it version one, looks compared to the Jake right now. Like what specific limiting beliefs did you have? Maybe what sort of bad habits you had. Essentially, how do you look different now compared to when you joined, man?
that's a good question. I would say the first thing that came to mind there was the the volume of work required to do something has, like, the bar has just gone from
Yeah.
here all the way up there. Because for example, when I first started, prior to EasyGrow, I was still trying to reach out to clients through email, but I was sending out 10 to 20 emails per day, and I was wondering why I wasn't getting any responses. So, um, and now, just like just as a comparison, we're sending out maybe 300 to 500 per day. So yeah, it's and to be honest, that's we need to work on that. We need to double that pretty much. So yeah, I think just the number of reps or the volume required um has just shifted. I would say that's probably the biggest one. In terms of bad habits, I would say just removal of unnecessary things. So, for example, the first 4 to 5 hours of each day now, I'm not looking at my phone, not doing anything. I'm just doing deep
Nice.
work. So whatever that is that's going to move the needle the most in the business, that's the thing that I'll be focused on. So for me right now, that's lead generation for the new info product. So just working on scripts, testing different hooks that you could call, testing new things. And just really trying to get that dialed in. We're also looking at cold calling now as well. So I'm building out a few scripts for cold calling. So yeah, just understanding that you need to focus, and to be able to focus, you need to remove everything and strip everything back to the fundamentals of what you actually need to do to get where you want to be. So I would say those are the two main things. A third probably is just for me at the time, 10K was like unachievable, but
Mhm.
now it's like that's just the
So it's
bare
like
minimum. Yeah. So
baseline it, yeah.
if we go below 10K, I'm disgusted in myself.
Yeah, yeah,
So then yeah, it's just new levels. So I think it's a lot of it's just breaking beliefs and then just resetting the way you see things.
yeah, that's killer as well when you're like I mean Charlie says it's like your ceiling becomes your floor. So
Yeah, for
what
sure.
you initially were aiming for and you put on a pedestal, once you finally attain it, like you should just put it on the floor. It's like, great,
Yeah.
you're my minimum standard now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If I fall below you, it's not good enough. Simple as that. And
Yeah.
it's I love that because people from the outside, where maybe you have like friends, for example, that may not be in business or they may not have like as big of goals, they'll think you're
Yeah.
crazy. Where it's like, what are you talking about? That's your baseline. But when you're striving for like bigger numbers and
Yeah.
that's accomplished already, like why shouldn't that be the baseline? So
Yeah.
yeah, good stuff, man. And yeah, again, like just to reemphasize, like it's such a crucial part, right? The mindset side of things in order to like just get that in check for you to really succeed. And I've seen it across the board where people have ignored that side of things. They tried to do the outreach and whatnot,
Yeah.
and then they end up crashing and they realize it's not the systems that they're using that is the problem. It's just their beliefs and how they approach things.
Yeah.
So
100%.
on your end, Jake, just to sum up this little mindset segment, like it'd be interesting to hear. Do you think you would have achieved what you've achieved now if you didn't dabble in the mindset, self-transcendent side of things?
I think it would have taken a lot longer.
Yeah, yeah, there you
Definitely
go.
accelerated that learning. Yeah, it definitely helped accelerate it quite significantly, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, love it, man. And in terms of like your, your future goals, obviously we're at 20K per month right now. And I know we discussed and you briefly mentioned it, on this recording, you're pivoting into an info product. What does the future goals look like for you, man? What numbers do you want to hit? How do you want the business to look like in terms of the services you provide? Um, Paint a picture.
So the goal for the end of the year, which sounds like a lofty goal, but is 50K per month. The reason being is that, and the reason that I think it's achievable is um, we're creating a new acquisition channel now through cold calling. So I'm currently working with actually my dad, who's
Nice.
we just sort of trying to dial the script in. At the moment, it's booking like half a call a day, so it's like one every 2 days basically. But yeah, the good thing about this business model is provided the product's okay and you're not getting like a load of refunds, you can just scale it. So it doesn't you're not relying on people. There's no people there to bottleneck the system. So yeah, I think 50K by the end of the year is the goal, to be honest.
Yeah, smashed it. And yeah, it's good to hear your dad's getting involved as well, man. When you
Yeah.
when you said half a call a day, I'm like, what? Did you don't get 50% of the call the
Yeah, we
next
book a
day?
call every other day, basically.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense, man. So yeah, good stuff. And in terms of like from an operational standpoint, how would you want things to look? Because I know you said right now you feel like you're a bit of a I call myself an octopus because I'm literally involved in all
Yeah.
the operations. So I'm assuming that's a bit of how you are right now. How do you want your operations to look as you scale up?
Yeah. So the first to me the first obvious bottleneck is going to be, so just to give a little bit of context, the way that our sales process works is we we have so we have a cold email or a cold call, and then we use that to get a first call, like a discovery sort of call, and then we do like an audit of the account. So basically it's like a two call close. So once we've got the cold call script dialed, we're going to start building out a cold call team.
Nice.
So I would say we're probably around a month to 2 months away from starting to build that. Um, so that will be the first sort of hires, and then it's just gonna be from there. It's gonna be the people to take the first call, the demo call, and then eventually it'll be sales call. But fortunately, in this business model, a lot of the hires that we make are going to be on the front end.
Nice.
Obviously, as we start to scale and get bigger, we're going to need customer success, and like an operations manager. But I think 80% of the hires, especially for the first 12 months, are just going to be front end. So just generating sales, whether that be lead generation or just converting those into customers.
Yeah, nice and lean. Regarding the info product that you're building out, Jake, are you looking for that to become like the full-fledged offering, or is that more of an addition to what you currently offer?
Yeah. So yeah, I think for the time being, for the maybe the next 12 to 18 months, 12 months actually, I would say probably maximum.
Mm,
I'll be working sort of with a few clients, and that's just to basically make sure that I'm still in the weeds and I can provide as much value in the program as possible, because with Amazon, things change like literally every single week. So until I can start to hire coaches who are specialized in, say, PPC, for example, I still really need to be in the weeds. And also, a lot of the clients, like I'd say 4 out of 6 of the clients that I'm working with now, um, it's pretty easy. I get on with them really well, and they're happy for me to just continue doing what I'm doing. And I'm hoping anyway to transition those guys into the program because they all have team members that they can train. So yeah, I think 12 months maximum is what I imagine. And then after that, it's just going to be 100% focus on the info product.
yeah, love it, man. And as we sort of round off the interview, this is one of my favorite questions to ask because it always catches the people that I interview off
Yeah.
because they never really, process things. So my question to you is this: how does it feel to be where you are right now? And have you taken the time to, process what you've achieved? Because, going from doing delivery for Amazon and not sure what your next move is compared to where you are now, it's a really big feat, man. So yeah, that's my
Yeah.
question to you. How does it feel? And have you managed to process it? Just a two-part there for you.
I mean, yeah, I mean, of course, it's something to be proud of when you look back at where you came from. But I think because I know that there's so far to go
Yeah.
still, I don't feel happy. Like I said, my first milestone really that I'll be happy with is 20K take home, GBP though, not USD.
Yeah.
I think when I achieve that, which I think I'm hoping by the end of the summer we'll be there.
Oh,
uh,
easy. That's around the corner.
yeah. I'll be happy-ish. But yeah, there's a long way to go. So, and I think as well, if I start to get too happy, I'll get comfortable, and then
Yeah.
the progress will slow down. So, um, yeah, and yeah, so yeah, I don't think I am really happy with where I am at the moment. However, I think in the next few months, I'll be a little bit more comfortable with where I am, but not comfortable to the point where I'm going to slow down.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then, yeah, in terms of processing it, I don't think I've processed exactly where I am at the moment, just because I'm so focused on the future.
Yeah. I always get these answers, man. It's like, what boring answers? Like, you guys just want more and more. Like, come off it. It's like, let's celebrate. But no, 100%, Jake. Jokes aside, you're 100% right, man. And it's a common theme I've seen, at least with everyone that I've personally interviewed, right? Where they just say to me, "Oh no, not really. No, I've just been locked in,
Yeah.
focusing on the next thing." And I'm like, "Wow, that made the
Yeah.
question obsolete."
It's
And
just
it's
it's just a box to tick, and then once you've ticked that box, you're on to the next task.
yeah. In my head, I'm thinking, yeah, we're gonna get an amazing emotional segment. Shamelessly point out to you,
I
Jake.
think 100K a month. When
Yeah,
we get to that, I'll be happy.
yeah.
But
And
even then, I'll be like, let's hit
that's
a
it.
million a month now.
100%. And you know what's funny? The part where you said, "Oh, I'm not actually happy yet." No, it's like we can clip that up. And someone can clip that up and say, "Oh, look, a guy's gone for easy, or he's not happy." And it's sweet.
Yeah.
So
On
there we go,
TikTok.
man. But no, jokes aside, it's amazing that you're still locked in. You've obviously achieved a lot, and what you said is so true, right? When you get too happy with something, it's like, oh, what do I do now? What's the next thing
Yeah.
what's the next thing to chase? And when you don't have that next thing to chase, it's almost like you stay stagnant. And what happens when you stay
Yeah.
stagnant? You start going
Yeah.
backwards. So
If you're
good
not
stuff.
growing, you're dying.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, good stuff. I do hope, like, um you've processed it somewhat, because going from delivery driver to what you're doing now, man, and what you're looking to hit, it's amazing stuff. So hopefully me telling you that allows you to process it to some extent. But
No, I
no,
appreciate it.
good stuff, man. And another thing that I wanted to ask Jake is, obviously there'll be two different groups of people watching this. The first of which is current students, and the second of which are, naturally people who they may be on the fence, they may, want to think about things, they may be curious about the program and whatnot. To the people who are current students, right? After you've been with us for such a long time now, what would your best pieces of advice be to them in order to succeed with the program?
Just use it. Honestly, use the program. Pick one
Yeah,
thing and say to yourself, I'm gonna crack this, and then just consume, just devour the content. So for example, if you think I want to crack cold email, then just go through everything that you can in the program related to cold email. Ask questions. Noah's really helpful. Everybody else is really helpful, and just make sure that you get the most out of the program, because all of the information's there and it's just down to you then to just execute. So
yeah. And that sounds so simple to the guys watching it, or is like, just use it. But Jake is 100% right, because
yeah,
I've seen it firsthand where, some people, they don't use it. It's like
yeah.
they're coming up with their own ways of, I'm
Or
gonna
yeah,
put this script there or whatever. It's like, yo, we've got
they're,
everything here.
they're too distracted as well. That's something that I've seen, is that they just get shiny object syndrome.
Yeah,
So it's like there's so many good things in there, but just pick one thing first, and then just like make sure that that's solved, and then move on to the next thing. Because yeah, if you don't, you're just gonna be in a whole load of trouble, because
yeah,
you'll never actually get one thing good.
that's
You have
it.
to focus.
Analysis paralysis. You're just looking all over and you're just
Yeah.
stuck in the mud. So yeah, sounds basic, but again, that's like extremely invaluable. And I've seen it myself as well, Jake, where um we've got group support. Why
Yeah.
are you not asking for help, man? We've
Yeah,
got
yeah,
coaching groups.
exactly. And it's good support as well. And to be honest, I think if they go through the self transcendence modules, that will help with that as well. And then acquisition genesis. So I think yeah,
Yeah.
all of the information's there. You just have to do it. Simple, but not easy.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. There we go. Um, and then for people that are, watching this and they're not part of the program yet, Jake, almost as if you're speaking to yourself when you first
Yeah,
started, you don't really know what to do. What would you tell to those people, as well as yourself who was about to purchase the program, your feedback on the program to them, to sort of push them past the line in knowing that it's a good
yeah.
fit for them?
I think if you're on the fence, just do it. Because to be honest, I was on the fence as well. And if I didn't do it, I have no idea where I'd be now. So I would say just do it, because in business, well, in life, but in business, you have to take risks. If you don't take risks, you won't get anywhere. So um take the leap and just work like how to make it work, because the information's there, the support's there. You just have to consume it and apply it.
Boom. And to finish off, Jake, if people want to keep up with you, where can they find you? I know just before we spoke about this, you got YouTube, right?
Yeah. So if anybody's interested in selling on Amazon, if they sell on Amazon, or if they're in the Amazon niche, like service, it's Jake Evans Official. That's my YouTube account.
Sweet. And we're going to link that in the description below, guys. And to everyone watching this on the website, for example, be sure to click on the actual video link and you can, check out the description on YouTube. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the client interview. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. As mentioned, already Jake has absolutely smashed it from just working as a delivery driver for Amazon to now running an Amazon agency. So that's it's a nice bit of, nice change for him, and he smashed it. And as he said, if you guys are on the fence about this, right? Um, and you're willing to put in the work, right? And you're willing to put in the work, the graft, the hours like Jake has, and you're a good fit based off of, you booking a call with us, because we're fully transparent. Like literally, one of our team principles is radical transparency. If you book a call with us and you're not a good fit, we'll tell you. If you book a call with us and you're a good fit, we will tell you. And then it's a choice, a decision that you have to make to move forward with it. So if you're someone that's willing to work and follow a proven framework for success, then be sure to um, book a call, find out more, and see if it's a good fit so you can take the jump. If, however, you're someone that wants a magic pill, and Jake, just for reference, I finish the video the same way all the time because it's important that people hear this. If
Yeah.
it's the magic pill that requires no work, instant success, you can just wake up and do the
With
bare minimum.
me.
What Jake said with the 10, 20 emails, which I was guilty of as well, right? And you're not willing to fail forward, and you're not willing to take feedback and whatnot, this program isn't for you. The last thing I want to do is give you some crazy marketing saying, hey, look, come in, there's no work required. You just do like 10 minutes of work every day and that's it. Boom. You're like Jake, delivery driver to Amazon
Yeah,
agency owner.
doesn't happen.
That's it. And yeah, I'm sure, you agree with me exactly, Jake, just as everyone does. It requires hard work. But the difference with us is that, you're actually going to be working hard on the right things, and we're here to guide you every step of the way. So yeah, if you're willing to work, be sure to book a call. If you're not and you want that magic pill, this isn't for you. If you do find it, pop us an email, pop me an email, let me know, because I'd like to see what that is. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the client interview. I hope you guys had a good one, and be sure to follow Jake. This will probably be hopefully not the only interview that we do, because when Jake hits that 50K month and gunning for the 100K month,
Let's do it,
we're
man.
gonna do an updated one. So yeah, hope you guys found it valuable, and I'll catch you another time. Cheers.